watched, there were so many young people who were hiding in different rooms of that nightclub, a wardrobe room, in the bathrooms, as the gunman then went from room to room. And tonight, a young man who survived after he and his friends were shot while hiding in a stall in that bathroom. They had no place to go. Lying there, shot several times, he texted his family, and tonight, they are talking to us. Tonight, the stories of the people who were inside that club during the hostage ordeal, but somehow survived. Jeff Rodriguez, this photo taken just 30 minutes before the attack began to unfold. He was shot 3 times when the gunman stormed into a bathroom where he and so many were hiding. At least a dozen others, nearly the entire group, huddling in the handicapped stall, trying to barricade that door as well. He sends a text message to his brother Santos, who talked to us today for the first time.
Okay, first text was at 2:25 a.m. and he states here, it says, "I've been shot at a club. I'm dying, I love you. Dead bodies on top of me. Tell everyone I love them."
He tells his brother to tell mom and dad, "I love them." But the text messages are so horrific, his brother thinks he's kidding until he goes online.
And my heart just literally, it was broken. I was just like, my gosh, he was reaching out to me, and I thought it was a joke this whole time.
He wakes up their parents.
He says, no, it can't be, and it's real. And then he just started, crying, and we all did.
All of them crying, unsure if their son would survive. One of his last text messages included this image from inside the bathroom. Tonight, we have blurred out the faces. Not everyone would survive, but their loved one would find himself in the midst of all of that horror in the bathroom.
Some of the people in the bathroom did not survive.
And he was in there with them?
Yes, he was. He was there. Some of them were actually hiding underneath the dead bodies, and pretty much it was a survival game.
And tonight, this new image of Jeff, now lying in his hospital bed, after somehow surviving that scene in the bathroom, after a friend held pressure to his wounds to stop the bleeding.
Have you talked to your brother?
He has tubes in his mouth. He knows that you're there. He can hear you, but he can't say anything to you. Like he'll say, like, he'll mimic it, like he'll try to say "I love you,"
spelling out "I love you" with his hands. We also met Malcolm Barraza. Seen in this video, he was one of the survivors who got out of the club and yet still stayed to help the other victims, even as the gunshots continued. You can see him, his hat on backwards, helping to put victims into any vehicle they could find when there were no ambulances in sight. They were putting victims into this pickup truck.
His eyes were they were rolling to the back of his head, and he was with, there was about 4 or 5 of us carrying him, and one girl, she just started crying. She said, "I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this." And she put him down and she collapsed and started crying, and I don't know, my natural instinct was to, yell at everybody, give them energy, come on, we have to do this, we have to pick him up, let's go, pick him up. And I'm looking at them, screaming at them to get this guy to a truck, because I know that in those instances, seconds matter.
And today, Malcolm told me he is still horrified by how one person can inflict so much harm.
How a person can do that to someone they don't know. They don't know anything about you, and you just walk into a building and you just go, and you change people's lives, so much, and it's unreal. It's unreal.
And then there was the EMT we met, among the first to arrive here, Julio Salgado Jr. He could still hear the gunfire inside the club when he lifted up his first victim outside, a young man asking Julio if he was going to make it.
What did he say?
He just asked me if he was going to be okay, and I tried to reassure him.
How hard is that?
It's very hard. It's just never been on a scene like this before, because they seem so helpless, and it's just like, there's only so much we can do on the road,
That EMT heard what so many of the victims were asking, "Am I going to be okay?"